Hi, everyone, from the north side in Pittsburgh at the D.L. Clark building next to the train tracks. It is the Mike Wysocki Show. I am here along with my co-host and sound engineer extraordinaire from WPXI Channel 11, Tyler Vittmeyer, along with the pride of Point Park University, Tim Tobias, cult favorite here. He's going to give us his 60-second movie review at the end of the show. And we would like to thank our sponsors, Tooties. On the south side, Tooties' famous Italian beef. That's one of those like Chicago-style meals, a real thin sliced beef with the carrots and the celery, and they dip it in the au jus. Oh, man, I'm getting hungry. Speaking of that, the Clark Bar, right in this building, 503 Martindale Street. We'd like to thank them. Go check them out. It's a really cool bar on the north side, and if you're a baseball fan, it's like a little mini Hall of Fame. They got drink specials and good food there. On the show today, we have from MCM Studios, Mike Hitt is here. And from Planet Hemp, Sam Graves going to be stopping by and showing off some of his new shirts that he has at Planet Hemp. And I wanted to talk to you guys about, I was doing shows this weekend, and it was really cool. I got to open for Jake Johansson, who had been on David Letterman, which was like my favorite show growing up, 46 times. I got to do a bunch of shows with him this weekend. And while I was at that show, a friend of mine, Brad Ryan, he was on our show last month, and he's big outdoor man, big like adrenaline junkie. And he offered me, he said, Mike, if you would do a show at my skydiving club, they'll let you jump for free. So now I have a dilemma. Like, that is maybe my biggest fear in the world is heights and jumping out of a plane. The first time you do it, like, you're buckled to somebody, but what's that buckle made out of? I don't know if I could trust that kind of stuff. And then, like, I know that, like, my mom and sisters listen and watch this podcast, and my mom I haven't said I'm going to do it, Mom. I know she's already probably having a heart attack. My family is a lot of warriors. Not warriors. If you look at me, you can tell I'm less intimidating than a house cat. I'm a long line of warriors, people that worry about stuff a lot. So I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to talk my first guest from MCM Studios here in Pittsburgh, Mike Hitt.
Where's the clapping sound
effects?
I
know. We need one of those. We need those little hand clappers. Look at that. Live studio audience of 3 here today. It's a big day. We only had that when Mike Hitt's here. Now, Mike, would you skydive?
Actually, I've been tussling with that idea probably the past couple years now.
Really? Yeah.
But I'm just like you, where it's like, the still phantom is a lot to me. So to jump out of an airplane, I'm like,
About 20% of me wants to do it, but the other 80% is like, I don't know, once you get up there and you're staring out that, like the bottom of the plane opens out.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then you just...
Well, they always say they throw you out at 2, right? They go 3, 2, and then push you because everyone always holds on.
Oh, yeah.
So
I would be.
I have that in mind now. Now I know to hold on at 3.
Because the first time you go, you get to go with somebody.
Yeah.
But I think after that, you're on your own. You have a little something on your wrist that tells you the elevation. And I think when you're within like 2,000 feet, roughly 3,000, you throw the.
Yeah.
But
well, my
I
friend,
don't know
I
if
have a
could do
friend
that.
who does that actually. And actually, it takes you about, 40, 50 dives before they let you go alone.
That long?
You I think it's 1,000 hours you have to clock jumping out of a plane.
Okay.
I don't know if that second time I'd be able to pull that string. I'd probably pass out before I get the chance.
I think what I would do is I would throw it as soon as I jumped out of the plane, and then I don't know what would happen to me. I would just be slow. I'd take me like 5 days to come down to the earth. I don't know. I'd probably lose oxygen or something up there.
You'd probably get caught up in the high wind.
I know. I would go back above the plane and just float in outer space. But, Mike.
I have played with that idea, though. And one day, everyone always says, once you jump out of the plane, you always want to do it again. And I'm like, it's just the whole, like my one friend, Nick, he did it. And he said, and he's not afraid of nothing, but he said, the scariest part was the plane itself because they always send you in, a very small rickety plane.
Yeah.
So he's like, by the time you get out there, you're like, I just want to jump out of this plane because the plane itself's about to go down. I'll just jump.
That is true. To me, the larger the plane, the safer it is.
Yeah, right.
Right.
We think that.
We think that, yeah. But I don't know. I'm still haven't decided. But
I think you should do it.
You think I should?
Yeah.
See, if I went, I'd have to get my girlfriend involved because I don't think I'd want to go without. She's more likely to do it. She like as a teenager, she would like jump off cliffs.
All
So,
girls
like,
are more inclined to do crazy stuff.
They
I
are.
don't understand.
I don't know what it is. I know they're a little less fearless. They're more fearless, I guess.
To deal with us, they got to be, right?
I guess they. I guess you're right. so, Mike, MCM Studios,
Yep.
Middle Class Millionaire
Yes.
Studios, 1109 Arlington Avenue. When did you guys get started?
2009, I kind of felt my way through the business world, and then by about 2010, we were off and running. And now 2017, I was just talking to a guy earlier, and I'm like, I don't even know where the time went.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 10. I always say, you know, I have like 500-600 folders of client work and probably like 10,000 songs I've recorded over that span.
Wow.
But it feels like I only recorded 10 songs and it was about 6 months ago, you know?
Yeah. So what's the predominant kind of music? Or is it reaching everything?
That's crazy misconception about me when I meet people is they think it's all rap and R&B, right?
Uh-huh.
But naturally, you know, that's the easiest thing for anyone to really do. So 60% of the business is hip hop, rap, R&B, but then the rest is all, it could be anything from a podcast, it could be a book reading, it could be reggae music, it could be an acoustic singer-songwriter, like I don't know if you're familiar with like Brett Staggs. Like I was recording Brett Staggs for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's a mix of everything in there, and sometimes it floats into more 40% hip hop, R&B, and 60% other stuff. But you know, rap, hip hop, you know how it is. 2017,
right?
It's everywhere.
It is everywhere.
Yeah.
So, but that must be pretty cool. So you're in there and you get to hear all those different
Yes.
kinds of music.
Everything, and it's pretty cool because I have some people that have been with me since I opened. And it's crazy to think that I've watched them the past 7-8 years just progressively get better. You know, and to see that journey, they get to watch my journey and I get to watch their journey. And it's like sometimes people ask the question, you probably record some stuff that like maybe you don't like it or you don't feel like recording. And I always say that there's just an audio problem that I need to fix. Or maybe it's a person problem that I need to fix and they want to get to a certain place, so they come to me to get them there, you know?
Right. Now, what would you say separates you from the other studios? I mean, there's other studios in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
But
Well, when I opened, there was like 6 or 7 studios, right? Now, just in this short span of 8 years, there's probably 35, 40 recording studios
That
now.
many?
Yes, there's that many. But I think really what separates me is I really love doing this. You know, when I go in there, you know, my dog could have an infection, my car could have broke down, could have been fighting with my girlfriend, but when I go in the studio, I throw all that out. You know, and for that 2-hour, 5-hour, 6-hour window, that's really what I'm focused on. And I think, you know, people are just drawn to that, just the authenticity of it. I'm trying to figure out the solution to your audio problem. And a lot of guys, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people open studios or they do home recordings and stuff, and they see it as an opportunity to make a buck. You know, and everyone in 2017 is just trying to figure out how to make $1 right now. But it's like not a lot of people, you know, once those guys come to my studio, they're like, oh, I don't really do that. You do that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You're the real deal, you know?
So generally, I mean, studio time's basically kind of expensive because there's so much equipment, you know, overall. Do you ever have musicians that come in and they're just like, they're not prepared?
Oh, that's like, I think that's probably 75% of musicians.
Really? I would think people would like, you have studio time so valuable.
Yes.
You want to have your stuff down when you got there, but that's not always the case.
You know, a lot of times these guys just need, I'm like the coach, you know. A lot of times it goes beyond the music. And really the music, you know, they say it's 10% business or 10% music, 90% business. You know, and that's so true because it's not just the music. It's how you carry yourself. It's if you come on time or not. It's the inflection in your voice. It's everything that has nothing to do with the music. And I think a lot of guys, when they get to the studio, you know, that first 3-hour session they do, they're like, I think I'm either A, in over my head, or B, right where I wanted to be. You know, so, and I kind of like give them the insight to themselves. I'm almost like, anyone who runs a studio will tell you engineers and producers are both engineers and producers and therapists. You know what I mean? So it's like business isn't personal, but music is a rare industry where business is a little personal. You know, so they're in there to kind of just not only enjoy themselves and like escape life, but also, you know, create some music and feel good. And I think the misconception is the studio is about also like going in, grinding it, getting it done. But really, you know, the studio is also an opportunity for people to just connect with themselves and just enjoy life a little bit and maybe not take life so serious. And those are the clients I love. They come in and, you know, even if they don't get it done, we'll get it done next session, you know, or the session after that. And we don't have to stress like every minute, every hour. It's another thing. I don't charge by the hour. I only charge in blocks of time. So I only work in 3 and 5 hour or 3 and 6 hour blocks of time. 6 hours, half a day, and 3 hour is just a regular session because that allows you to kick your shoes off, you know, drink a little bit, like get loose. We can talk about your day for 15 minutes. Then we can focus on making the music, getting you in that mood, that vibe. And then that gives us time at the end to wrap things up without you being like, there's the first hour, there's the second hour.
Yeah, that is a good idea because people would be like, oh, come on, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah,
I don't have another $300 or whatever it is.
Yes,
yeah.
It's not a 3 hour session. It's a 12 to 3 or a 3 to 6 or a 6 to 9 session. You know.
Okay, I have to ask this. I don't know because I'm a little out of touch. Is auto-tune still cool?
Oh,
are people still use it? They think this isn't the first example, but I think the first one I remember was Tupac's "California Love," and that was like 95 or something. But it's still going.
It's actually bigger. I just said this the other day. It's kind of like a stock that, you know, it went up and then it dropped and then it went up and it dropped, and right now it went up and it's staying steady at that like $31 rate where like everyone's trying to buy it before it goes up again, you know. And it's coming because, you know, when Jay-Z said death to auto-tune, it's weird. It's like it made it 30 times bigger whenever he said that. It's almost like people, whenever you try to shut something down, it just grows bigger, you know?
Yeah, like people rebel against that.
Yes. Yeah.
That's crazy that there's that many studios now. It's similar a little bit like when I do comedy. When I first started doing it in like maybe 12, 13 years ago, there was like one open mic a night, and like you just had to go to that one.
Yeah, right.
And now there's like
everywhere
7 or 8.
There's one in this building tonight.
Yeah. We're having one in this room right after. I'm going to do a tight 10 for these guys afterwards.
And that's, you know what? I just think that's a testament to Pittsburgh's entertainment industry. I think we just shifted from getting your hands dirty to getting your mind dirty, you know. So now it's all about comedy, movies, music, podcasts, and I'm born and raised in Pittsburgh, so it's great to actually it's a little more work because it's competition and you want to stay relevant, but at the same time it's awesome because it's bringing people here. I've had big name people come to the studio just because they're in the town of Pittsburgh, per se, not so much to see me, but then I got fortunate that they're like, hey, we need a studio, and supposedly you're like the best studio, you know? So it's like, it's spilling over into everyone's lives, all industries, everyone that's in Pittsburgh, you know?
That's awesome, because that's something in 2010 you would like that to happen, but now it's happening.
Yes, and in 2010, here's something funny too. Well, just in 2008, I forget the stat, but maybe like 20-30% of people had a cell phone. Now it's like 80% of people have a cell phone.
Yeah.
So it's easy to be like, I need a recording studio, boom, recording studio, MCM Studios, boom, I'm going there, you know?
Yeah.
And you just need to be able to be accessible enough for them to find you, whether it be through social media, your website, shows like this. You know, that's why I'm always trying to stay moving. And like I said, relevance is the key to youth. And as soon as you start being the old guy who's like, oh, the young guys, they don't know what it's like then you become out of touch.
You're right. You're right. Because, I mean, people will say that, complain about, like, because I'm a little older, like millennials and stuff, but why not embrace
it, yes.
the younger people?
And you seem like you do an awesome job of that, so you're going to be around a long time, man.
Yeah, I don't want to complain too much about things. I do a little bit, but I try to stay away from it.
That's good, though. That's great. It's good energy, and you can feel it. And, you know, this is just like being in a studio with someone. I can, like, if you came to me to make a song, I think me and you would be a great combination to do that because we're just vibing off each other. And this is exactly how most sessions start. It's like a podcast. We talk. They tell me about their life and things going on, and that usually segues right into me being like, all right, you ready to try one? And then they go in the booth, and then the session starts, you know?
So there's a lot of times where people are welcoming to your advice. They know it's your studio.
Yes.
You run the place. Do you ever get someone, they're just like, we got this?
You know, sometimes.
Without names, just saying in general,
sometimes, you know, sometimes people, it's hard to, the ego is a crazy thing, man.
It
so
is.
it's
It's tough
easy.
to deal with.
Yes, but it's easy even for people to like let it consume them. You know, I could be in here like, I'm Mike Hitt, I run the best studio, you know, but it's like that's me being in control of like where I'm at and where I want to get and my ego. And some people can't control that. So it's like, you know who I am? I'm the best. Da, da, da. And then usually after a couple hours, you know, the reason why people are like that is because the world is so critical of people, right? So they come into me and they're just on the defense, you know, because they think I'm going to be the guy who's like, oh, this rap music auto-tune. But really, once they start working and talking to me, you start to peel back the layers of the person, and you realize that that's just like a defense mechanism, you know?
Yeah, it is. Because, I mean, that's like, that's just, sometimes it's just arrogance when you're saying,
Yes.
like, you got to be confident.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I think that's the thing where you don't cross the line. Like, confident is knowing that you're good, but, like, arrogant is letting everyone else know.
Yes, right, right.
So this is a tough one. I have to, anyone that loves music, and I know it varies, it changes, but I got to ask you your top five all-time musicians, not in any order.
Wow.
And I know it's tough, and I'll give you a little time to think about it.
And I'm the worst like top anything guy because, like I said, the misconception of me is that I listen to rap music all day, right? And you get in my car now, I got like Billy Idol on.
Okay.
You know, and it's like
got Rebel Yell on there.
Right. Well, what did I listen to on the way over? It's Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?
Oh, Culture Club.
Yeah, that. You know, and it's like people would be like, what is this? But, you know, I just love, I don't care if it's rap, if it's old music, if it's EDM music, you know, you can feel when it was made with the intention that, like, that's what they do. Kind of like me running a studio and talking about other studio runners. You know, when I find those records, I'm like, I want to hear them 50 times, you know. But if I had to pick, man, top five, I mean, it'd be from so many different genres. I don't even know how I would do that.
How about best concert you've been to?
Best concert that I've been to. Man, the most memorable concert was and here's feeding into the stereotype, is the Up in Smoke tour that came when I was probably like 13, 14. And it was like Dr. Dre, Ice Cube.
Oh, yeah.
Eminem. That's when Eminem was like just hitting his peak. Dude, the production value. I mean, they drove out on stage in an Impala. The Ice Cube came down in an Ice Cube, and they thawed it out, and then he started rapping, and it was like, now that's a concert. You go to concerts now, and it's just the guy standing there rapping, but to get thawed out of an Ice Cube and then start rapping, and you're Ice Cube, like, come on, man.
Man, that is a great entrance.
That was awesome. And then Eminem came out with the mask and the chainsaw, like, and they had the whole thing looked like Detroit. They had the whole town up. It was amazing, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's a great one. Let's talk about where your studios are. It's in the Allentown section of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And that's kind of being revitalized.
You know, it's crazy. 2009 when I found that spot, there was nothing there. There was just Paisanos, the police station, and the Daily Mart, you know?
Yeah, like some tumbleweed going down the old train tracks.
Now we got Black Forge Coffee. We got Leon's Barbecue. We got the Drip Lounge. La Familia is a 5-star restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's awesome that place is able to just see change like that. And even in 8 years, I can't believe that it saw change like that, you know?
That's a great location. I mean, people want to start moving there because I mean it's real close to downtown, it's real close to the South Side, and you're up on the hill.
Yes, and everyone knows how. Like you say, South Side or Mount Oliver area, and everyone knows. Or I always say, everyone either has family or lives on that side of town. Everybody, every client comes to me, and I'm like, dude, I couldn't have picked a better spot. Shoot.
Is there any kind of music that you don't like? I only have like a couple. Like I'm not real big of like electronica, like gospel.
What don't I like? There's some awesome gospel.
Really? I guess there is some. I don't get too much. Country I like just in small doses.
Small.
Some very small, like older, like Willie Nelson.
It's like I don't really not like anything. It's just I probably, if I had to pick a favorite genre, it would be like old soul music.
Yeah.
Old Otis Redding stuff.
Otis Redding was great. How old? He died when he was like early 20s, wasn't he?
That's crazy if he did. I didn't even know that. What a fact. I'm going to look into that.
So many, the plane crash. He was, he wasn't older than 30.
That's
I think
shame.
he was in this. But what a catalog
the
Otis
OJs,
Redding had.
OJs,
the
Temptations,
OJs, yeah.
Barry White, all this stuff.
That whole Motown scene.
Dude, that was an era where I'm like, why couldn't I just been born in that era? Because it's called soul for a reason. The feeling behind that stuff, dude. You could tell they loved it.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I love.
Yeah, Motown was awesome. And then that was like poor Detroit. They had that and all the car coming, and now it's just I'm rooting for Detroit. It's like one of those like someone gets picked on so much, then you eventually start like, hey.
Well, Pittsburgh was like that at one point. You know, what blows my mind still is when people say Lawrenceville's an awesome place to hang out. Like still to this day, because 20 years ago we moved out of Lawrenceville because it was just gangs and people doing crazy stuff like blowing cars up and breaking in houses, and it's like now people are just drinking an IPA, hanging out on a corner, and I'm like, this is Lawrenceville now?
I know it is. It's hipsters with like a PBR driving a bike because they got too many DUIs.
And and that could happen in Detroit. You never know. I think maybe 10 years from now, who knows how long it'll take, but Pittsburgh, we've seen the 20-year growth. And we're probably going to see another 20, 30 years of this thing really climbing. And who knows, maybe in that 20 years, Detroit will get the same luck,
Yeah, I mean, we kind of revitalized ourselves, focused the economy. Another thing that helped us out, I think, that like cities like Detroit and Cleveland have was at least our robber barons, our extra greedy, extra millionaires, the Carnegies and such, they gave libraries and museums and hospitals where you don't see anything in Detroit like the Chevrolet library or the Ford.
There's no history.
There's a couple Ford things, but that's just part of the car company. But we had better robber barons.
And we were built to last.
We were built to last.
But there's a lot, that's another thing. Pittsburgh's a lot of old money, too. A lot of guys have been either they're taking over family's business or they come from money. And there's also this, like, there's the people that got money, the old money in Pittsburgh, and there's guys like, I'm new money. I'm considered new money. So for me to open a studio and be successful, my grandpap wasn't a millionaire or nothing like that. So it's kind of like if we can come together without clashing, this place will be a arts and cultural explosion,
You're right. Speaking of that, has there any artist that's come through like recently where your ears perked up and you're like, he or she might really be onto something here?
I always say everyone's one hit record away, right?
Yeah, it just takes one.
That's all. I work with guys where I might not necessarily be a favorite 20 of their songs, right? But then the 21st song they make, I'm like, this is a hit record.
Yeah.
And the issue is these guys, though, there's a lot of work that goes into something being big. And it's like more work than people realize. It's not just the smoke and mirrors. If I could go back to 13 and realize what I was getting into in the industry, I don't really even know if I would even want to do this anymore.
Really?
Because you start to understand that 90% of it is association and who's able to be, like me being on your show, and this is long. I knew Tyler beforehand. He said he was a fan of who I was and what I stood for. Then we met at Guitar Center. Then he's like, now he's on this show. And this was like a 2-year relationship, this happening. But in the music industry, it's even more that way. To where, like, if I would have pissed Tyler off, now, like, your whole family hates me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'll never get on, And that's the thing that sucks. I wish that it was more lenient, like, hey, you got talent, kid, I'm going to help you out. It's not about that. It's like, you got talent, kid, but are you cool with my sister? No. All right, then you're screwed.
Tyler's a huge music fan. I'm getting old. He keeps me up to date on everything.
He is.
So,
he's real cool, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to figure out the easiest sign
that was. So I saw on Facebook your guys are running a special this month, and June's almost running out, but just to let people know.
Yes. So I wanted to. Guys always come, and you know this. They come to the studio. They go, "Hey, bro, can I get a deal? Can I get a special?"
Everyone wants
Save
a deal.
Me some money,
yeah,
right? So I'm like, I took some time to be like, how can I give these guys a deal? Okay, so we created something called MCM Recording Club. Okay, and what Recording Club is, liken it to like Amazon Prime or something like that, where you pay $100 for us. It's $100 for 3 months, and you get 25% off all services. You get priority, like say you need a track emailed or something. You get priority assistance with that, which we usually charge for, and then we have a monthly perk on top of that. So, like, the Amazon Prime perk is like free music and Amazon, and then the Amazon video, And for us, that perk is typically I charge $275 for a 3-hour block. But if you have Recording Club membership this month, it's $100 for 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that is my extension to the people. You pay a little bit up front, and it's great because we have about a dozen members now, which is awesome. We just started June 1st.
Oh, you got a solid clientele.
Yeah, right.
There. Yeah,
dozen members, and now it took a second for people to like understand it because they're like, I'm paying $100, I'm not even getting anything. But now as they started to do it, they're like, wow, I'm saving a crap ton of money by being a part of this, And the way I saw it, if you're gonna make the way that works is if you're gonna make the investment, then I'll make the investment of giving you a deal, and it just requires you pay a little bit up front, but in the end, I have not heard one complaint about it. MCM Recording Club.
Yes.
They love it.
Do you play any instruments?
I'm like I'm a jammer. That's what I say.
Okay.
Like if they're like, hey, we need a drummer, I could play. But if you were like,
enough that you can sit down and do 4/4.
Yes, right. Or like piano, I could jam out on the piano. Yeah. Oh my.
That's a great skill to have.
Oh.
I think there's always this thing where like music is supposed to skip a generation.
Yes.
And I don't know that, but maybe it's true. But if you look at like artists like. I don't know, say like John Lennon's kid and Billy Joel's kid and Bob, none of them are as good.
No, Puff Daddy's kid, or a Biggie Small's son rapping.
Right, yeah. If there was a Prince Jr. or a Jeff Springsteen, they probably wouldn't be that good. So I'm a victim of that. My dad's been playing guitar and bass for years in bands, and he's one of those guys where he hadn't played on the piano, but he can sit and listen to a song in like
and then
a couple minutes and just figure it out. I hand him like a flute, and he's like, I can't do
like,
anything.
Mask off. Fucking mask off. You're like, Dad, how do you know that song?
Because like guitar, like I know the basic, like the fingering of the all the major chords, but there's no rhythm there.
I
can't
feel like guitar
pick
is one of the hardest
It
things.
is really hard, yeah.
And people always say, guys who play the guitar are amazed that I could play piano, and I'm always amazed they could play guitar because the mechanics is different. Doing this and doing this is like two different ways of making your body think,
Right.
So if there's anything I couldn't play that good, I'd say it's guitar. That's the thing I would like to learn that I struggle the most at.
Right, because the piano seems so hard to me because the one hand you're either doing like octaves with one hand, but then you're doing something completely different. I don't think my brain, that's too many things.
See, that's what I'm saying. You either do one or the other, I swear.
I can't do that.
You just need a little dance here, and then, you're just playing here. That's all.
Yeah, that's all it is. Can you sing?
Oh, man. La, 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 la. No. I do. I sing. I write. I was an artist. That's why I even opened a studio. I know you don't have a lot of time, but that's why I even opened the studio to begin with was I DJ'd. I helped manage artists. I made beats. I rapped. I went and talked to labels. I went to music conferences. And I've shot music videos. And I just took all that stuff and I was like, what is the most logical next evolution of myself, And actually it's crazy because now I'm in that point now with the studio where I'm like, okay, now how do I take all this experience and now what's the next thing I do? Because, I can sit behind the desk until I'm 90 years old, mixing records. But that's not what I want to do. I'm 35 years old. I couldn't see myself for 40 more years sitting behind that desk recording 100,000 songs, So what's next? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate all them talents together.
So you just love music.
I love the stuff that I hate about it. I love the stuff I love about it. I love even the politics. I say it's a pain in the ass, but it's fun. It's fun, learning how to just navigate that world. Navigate how to interact with people and how to make music and what makes people dance. And it all started. I always tell this story. 14 years old, I was making $500 a night DJing.
Not bad.
From the school writing me a check. I was doing prom semis, local high school stuff, and it
14.
was 14.
That might as well be like $5,000.
I was leaving football practice early, and the coach was like, "You're never going to play." And I'm like, "I'm making $500 a night." I'm like, "I don't care if I play or not." And I'm glad I left football practice because ultimately this is what I ended up doing,
You were making way more than the coach.
Yeah, wait. I'm sorry, Coach.
I mean, unless you were like at Woodland Hills or something, maybe. Or But that's so. Mike, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Tell everyone social media, Facebook, and
Yes.
location of your studio. again.
Awesome. Okay. My name's Mike Hitt. You can find me on Facebook simply as Mike Hitt. You'll see my picture there. You can find me as Hitt of MCM, Hittof MCM, anywhere else, Instagram, Snapchat, the whole nine. And then if you want to book time, you can visit 412MCMstudios.com. That's 412MCMstudios.com. It breaks everything down. It explains it to you. And if you want, you can call 412-403-1086, and you'll get directly into us.
Mike Hitt. If every guest was as good as you, I don't have to do anything. You did a great job. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks
I hope
for
you
having
come
me.
back sometime.
I pray you have me back.
Okay, Mike Hitt, MCM Studios, 1109 Arlington Avenue. If you're an aspiring musician, go check that out. They're one of the best studios in the city. And we'd like to thank Mike Hitt for being here. That's all right. We got a semi-new set here. We got the love seat. He's sweating it up a little bit. See, my idea, Tyler, is eventually we're just going to do the love seat. It's going to be Mike and his guest in the love seat, so we might have someone like Paul Alexander on again.
You can get real
And I'll
close.
just put my arm around him, and,
Yeah.
we'll just talk.
It would be like not like the Blush interviews, but like the Blush interviews. So Sam's here. Tim's going to get him.
Oh, okay.
So Sam's got new stuff for us.
So with this,
Oh, he said he was here. Go out in the hallway and go look for him. Okay.
we're sending out Tim Tobias.
Tim's on the hunt. We need to give him a GoPro so when he walks around, we like dun dun dun.
I
dun, dun,
know.
dun.
Follow Tim around as he goes around.
Hey, so busy weekend. Busy, definitely busy.
Yeah, it was really cool getting open for someone that I saw that many times on David Letterman. And this guy turned out to be, see, there's a lot of, there's so many egos in comedy, people that are headliners. And you meet guys that are nice, but you can't say that they're normal. But this guy, Jake Johansson, was the highest combination of nice, normal, and funny that I've ever met of anyone that's a headliner.
There he is. There he
See,
is.
coming back, and then this officially makes Sam a friend of the show. Check out our new love seat, Sam.
Dude, you guys refurnished this place.
Check it out. This is Sam Grabe from Planet Hemp. He's making another appearance on the show, officially becoming a friend of the show. Look at that.
I don't think so. No, you're on the
I'm gonna do the show like that, just laying down like Sam was. So Sam, Planet Hemp, thank you for the hats. And what
For sure.
what are you bringing in for
dude.
us?
Shirts.
You got shirts for us.
Yeah.
Nice.
He told me you're large. What do you think?
Yeah. This one's for me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put
Or
that right
this
now.
one. Whichever one you
Which
prefer.
one do you want, Tyler?
I'll take black.
Okay.
White's more your color, I'm thinking, right?
I'm very white. As you can see, it'll match my skin
Yeah, it'll
color.
match his skin.
Yeah, I know. Actually, mine is whiter than that. But I love the material of hemp,
Thanks,
man.
man.
That
Yeah.
feels like that hat I had. It's like it was like 80% hemp or 70% hemp.
Dude, it's
Some cotton, but
yeah.
it's mostly hemp. And this
Organic
is
cotton, though. Organic
cotton. So
Yeah.
this is the new shirts from Planet Hemp. Got the symbol there. I got a new shirt to wear. And it's white. This is pretty awesome. Sam, thank you for coming in again,
for sure.
bringing us in. So, anything new going on in your business that you've been here with us?
Yeah, I mean, we're just selling clothes now. Like the PH 1.3, the newest version came in and just hustling. Ty V knows about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm working hard for this kid here.
Yeah. Well, we still gotta talk about
Hey, yeah, you know, big things to come.
Hey, we
You got some things working on the horizon?
Yeah, man. I like the clothes.
I
What
don't
can
know
I
what's
say?
going on.
You know,
I'm not in on this.
well, you can be in on it. I mean, I know. For instance, that there might be a pop-up show coming up.
Really?
We don't know where.
True.
It's
Okay.
like some
I
Batman
heard
shit.
about it. Yeah, I just heard about it.
Bruce
It
Wayne.
may or may not be true.
Yeah, it may or may not be true. So you could, hey, people out there, Mike Wysocki could be there.
It could be there. So, Sam, tell everyone once again where we can find you on the internet and on Twitter.
PlanetHemp.cool, at PlanetHemp412 across all social channels. Or follow Planet Paul 412, my man right here.
Planet
Novelli.
Paul. Is
Yeah.
that who's Paul now? Is he your partner in business?
He's the head of the he's like the head photographer.
Oh, okay. He's out taking pictures of the new hats and the shirts and everything and
Yeah.
putting it online for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Paul's working even harder than maybe we are.
Yeah,
we
he
don't
is.
know.
I know.
Paul's been with it for a minute now. We've been going at it for like a little bit over a year. Yeah.
This is Sam Graves.
you
People
know,
don't know he's a 20-year-old.
He's a 20-year-old who just dropped us
entrepreneur.
off some T-shirts. You know, you don't know many 20-year-olds.
No,
that
most
could be like,
20-year-olds, most 20-year-olds are shoplifting T-shirts.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
You know, that's unreal.
Is that what you did?
I think
Maybe
so.
not T-shirts.
Maybe not T-shirts.
Maybe not
yeah.
T-shirts, but
Probably the stuff I stole would get me kicked off the air, so I probably should. So.
what's the biggest
Wait.
thing you ever stole, Tyler?
Are you allowed to curse on air?
Yeah, hell
you
yeah.
can, you can curse.
The-
Nobody
just
cares.
don't say anything too
That's
offensive.
what's great about
you
the
know?
internet. You
Uh-huh.
don't have to censor the.
Yeah,
No, you don't,
Really?
and you don't have to worry about offending advertisers. Because
True.
when I did radio, like you can't say anything about any company because they might one day be a
not
sponsor.
Oh.
So you can't say like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a shitty meal at McDonald's
Yeah.
because the people will come in. You can't say that McDonald's is a sponsor. I was like, you can't do anything like that on the radio. You have
Make
to watch
fun of
everything
Velveeta
you say.
one time.
Yeah, you can say
Sponsorship comes
Sprite
out of nowhere.
sucks, whatever you want to
Yeah.
say, but you can't on the radio. On the radio, it's crazy. They come breathing down your neck because they might advertise with them one day. So you can't knock any company at all,
Hey,
which is bullshit.
that is bullshit.
And
I
that's
mean,
why
hey, we
and that's
can't
why
piss
I
him
hate
off.
Walmart.
Yeah, you know, we can't piss him off. He's a sponsor. You know?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're not gonna piss you off. Yeah, we say nice things about Planet Hemp.
Well, I think
Hey,
it
thanks,
might be
guys.
the time. Everyone, you can stay.
That's it.
If you'd like to sit through the greatness of this segment that's about to happen.
This is our
Can we
60-second
share?
movie
yeah,
review.
I mean,
yeah.
slide over. That's why we got a
I think that
couch
would be
now.
Wow, this is gonna get.
We were
crazy.
even thinking of I'm just having the guest. I sit in the love seat and just put my arm around the guest. and
Wow.
talk on it. We're still working on it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
this segment, Sam, at the end of every show, this is Tim Tobias. He's from Point Park University,
Yeah.
cinema major, loves movies more than you love hemp. He loves.
I don't know,
movies.
but that's doubtful.
I don't know. I think he might. Like he's telling
As
us
far as-
earlier, he once watched the trailer to a movie 15 times in a row.
Oh.
He's
I'm
seen
not kidding.
every kind of
Okay.
movie.
No, you got me. Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
at the end of every show,
That's
Tim gives
impressive,
us.
Dude. That's passion right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
It is passion. He gives us his 60-second movie review. And Tim, go ahead. What do you got for us this
We
week?
got The Mummy. It's the first movie in the Universal's new monster.
Hold on. Switch me microphones, Tim. We got a bad mic.
Yeah, I heard that.
Mike
Tim.
Don.
Mike Dine.
Mike Don.
Good God, the mic's down.
All right, Tim. Go.
Are we good now?
Yeah.
You
Okay.
sound clear, Tim.
Well, we got The
The
Mummy.
Mummy.
Yes. It's the first movie in the Universal's monster universe called the Dark Universe. It stars Tom Cruise is in this. Russell Crowe, who plays Dr. Jekyll and Edward Hyde from the
Whoa.
very popular.
So you got double
book.
A-listers on this.
You got
thing.
double A-listers, and they fight each other too.
What?
Yes. And Russell and Tom always wanted to work with each other, and they never got to. Now they finally did.
Real quick, if this was real life and Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe were in a fight, who would you root for?
Ooh.
I don't know, because I want to say Tom Cruise because he does his own stunts. He's a badass. Just for Top Gun, you might not know this, Sam, but
I don't.
he
Yeah.
but he got his own pilot license just for Top Gun,
Wow.
just to fly a
That's
plane. in the
badass.
film.
That
See,
is
Yeah.
badass.
That's also dedication right there.
Yeah.
See, Tim knows his shit.
You know what you do? All right. I've heard a lot of haters out here talking about this Mummy movie.
Yes, and
How do you silence the haters? What do you have to say to the haters?
I have
Good
to
question,
say,
Sam.
I have to say, it's all in the screenwriting, really. Like, if you don't have a good script in the very beginning, you don't know where these characters are or anything. It has to have a really good script.
Okay.
And then you also have to have a great cast, a great director. If you don't have a good director, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah.
So
So
Yeah,
what do
I
you give?
believe
What do
that.
you give
Yeah,
the
makes
Mummy
sense.
overall?
I give The Mummy, due to screenwriting, like, I don't know how they're going to intertwine Bride of Frankenstein. That's their next film in 2019. So I don't know how they're going to intertwine this whole universe. So out of, like, 10 stars, I give it, like, 5.
That's it. 5.
Ooh.
Oh,
He's
the
a tough
Mummy.
critic.
He's
Yeah.
not. He is tough.
Dang, you were talking it up for a second. I was expecting like a 7 at least.
Yeah, well I have
He
to
did
say,
seem excited when it started.
Yeah.
yeah, Jekyll and Hyde, like, Russell Crowe, that's the character who really put the universe together. Like, he's going to be the one who brings all of these characters together, because he should have been the main character first off. Like, Tom Cruise, he turns into this sort of kind of mummy. I don't know how that is possible. Like, the mummy turns him into like another mummy, and then it's just chaos right there.
Much,
It was too much.
yeah.
Tim Tobias, 5 out of 10 for The Mummy. You can catch Tim on his own show, Movie Madness, on Trib Live Radio. I'd like to thank Sam Gray from Planet Hemp and his boy Paul for coming in. Also, Mike Hitt from MCM Studios. Our sponsors, Tootie's Famous on the South Side, and the Clark Bar here in 503 Martindale Street.
Good shout out.
I think that's it for this week. Thanks,
No,
Sam.
not yet. I
else we
need
got?
to shout out my mom and my grandma in
Absolutely.
particular.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I love them. They're incredible. You guys are great. Best ever.
That is
Shout
nice.
out
No
to
one's done
Mom
that
and
on the
Grandma.
show before.
Yeah.
That's showing respect to the ladies.
Okay, they've
Yes.
been supporting Planet Hemp since it was a seedling. Since it was a
Well, that's
seedling.
nice having that in your family, though.
Yeah.
They have your back.
Yeah, so great. So great.
That's awesome. So you can come from a good family. All right. Good
Great
for
family.
Sam. All right. It throws the shout out. That's it for this week. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.